King, 10, 5, he'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is later than usual for me. This is not early break, which is 6 to 8. This is old school, 4 to 6. I'm Jake Sorensen in for DP. I got Jay Foreman here. We got Nick hanging out. And we got a lot to talk about today because me and Jay, if you listen to this show ever, when I pop in on different occasions, we usually are fighting about something. And this could be a 2-hour fight today. People might like that, Jay.
Why is that? What is that,
We
man?
tend to be rivals on certain things. We have a golf bet going that we have not taken to the course yet. We have rival NFL teams that do not like each other.
It's not a rival when you get swept. So just pause right there. This is the problem. You just don't. You need to stay in your lane. Understand?
I'm in my lane.
The ramifications of some of the things you say, and you just don't like that you're angry all the time. You're a decent looking young man, got good energy. You just wake up in the morning on the wrong side of the bed.
I'd like to learn more about this because Jay, every day Jay comes in here, right about 3:55. If I'm still in the office, he says, "Oh, there's angry Jake over there." Yeah. And I certainly have been beaten down by a lot of losing in this Nebraska sports culture on the men's side. The women's teams are doing great. We'll get to that later on in the show. Right. But why, Jay, do you claim that I wake up angry and am angry every day? What's the proof of this?
It's the proof is in the pudding. Everywhere I go, I could be at Hy-Vee.
Okay, here we go.
The doctor's office, everywhere. Everybody's like, man, you over at the ticket every once in a while. I'm like, yeah, what's up? And they're like, what's up with that dude that's in the morning? That Jake dude. Jake Sorensen.
The handsome man, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay. And I was like, I don't know why. What's up? They were like, man, he just wakes up and all his takes. He's just so angry about everything coming through the microphone. So, I have to sometimes I catch you guys if I'm on the way somewhere at the airport or something. Like, dang, you
text Sip and say, hey, why is
I got to
Jake
put
so
Sip
angry?
in check. The Cookie Monster. I got to put him in check.
Why is he the Cookie Monster?
He sounds like the Cookie Monster.
I don't know what that even means.
You ever never listened to the Cookie Monster?
Yeah, I
on
know.
Sesame Street. That's what Sip is. I think that's what I called him, the Cookie Monster.
I don't know where that comparison comes to or that voice description.
I had something. I forget what it is, but you guys are just, you guys are up early, so I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You guys
Why don't you try 6 to 8 a.m. and see if you're in a good mood at that point?
I am. I'm up at 4 o'clock every morning. I could do 6 to 8.
Yeah, could you?
Matter of fact, maybe I need to pop up on you guys
why don't you pop in sometime?
Yeah, like a Pop-Tart.
And
But see, here's the problem. You guys don't answer the text line, don't answer the phone. And then hold up.
Time.
And then you would have me outside at like 6:30, not getting in. And then I just wasted my time driving over here and being up.
No, that's not true. You called in one time ever after the Bills beat the Dolphins. We had a producer gone that day, and so I couldn't take the phone call. I was busy talking on the air. And so you claim to say we avoided your phone call, which if this
for
is
2 hours.
If this was no, you called one time. If this was any other day and you called, I take that call. I put you on the air. I take the pain for what was at that point a 35-0 loss for the Dolphins.
Yeah, it was a shellacking.
And I move on.
Yeah, I mean,
but you claim that this one ever time means I never answer the phone or take your call. And that's just simply not true. And that's not angry. I'm not angry.
Look at pie eating Paul over there. He even shook his head.
Nick is eating cheesecake across the glass.
Cheesecake Charles over there. So, yeah, that's where it comes from, man. Everywhere I go, people ask you, what's up with this Jake dude, man? You're so edgy. But you know what? It needs it. Nebraska needs some edge in Lincoln, right?
Thank you.
Provide the edge.
I'd like to know, listeners out there, 464-5685. You can call or text. Do you agree with Jay that I tend to have an angry feel to me, that I'm angry Jake? Nebraska went 3-9 in football. I'm allowed to be angry. They are 5-7 in basketball.
I think people think that you're angry because you are the king of the blanket statement.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not a way to live your life, young man.
I'm not denying that.
Are you even 30 years old yet?
I am 30. 30 years and 7 months.
Okay, so you're not even really 30 years. You're just kind of just a new 30. That's not how you need it. You're just a blanket statement type of guy.
I'm
you lose a couple games, it's over.
Well, yeah, I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm used to pain.
This is the thing. Don't bring your problems. Your problems are Jake problems. They're not the rest of our sweet little ear, dovey ear Nebraska people's problems.
Dovey eared.
Yeah, you gotta have, sometimes you gotta have what is it, white gloves approach with something. People they just can't handle it. You have a big city approach into a small city.
What's wrong
audience.
with that? What is wrong with that?
Do you?
I think this is a compliment right now. I appreciate that, Jay. Thank you.
Oh, you
might be trying to diss me. I'll take it as a big compliment.
I'm not ever dissing you. I'm just giving you the layout, and you just go on accordingly. I don't have a problem with it because I can decipher through your anger. You know what I mean? I've heard it before.
We got some response saying, "What am I angry or am I something different?" Here's the text line response. I think this is a pretty accurate response.
You're
Brian.
just see.
No, I'm not picking.
No, you're picking and choosing.
No, I'm going to go all the way through.
Mainstream media, Jake over here.
Brian, one person says I agree with Jay, so I read that.
Okay, we got 1-0.
Okay, the next one, Brian T says he's not angry, he's just high energy negativity.
I like that. I like that.
Does that work?
I like that.
Does that work?
Right?
Does that work?
That that works.
Is that better than angry?
You're high energy, and then if you got a negative thought, then it's like times 12. I get it. You know what? I like that. Was it Brian T?
That's Brian T.
Brian T. I like that.
Okay, how about this from Kip? Kip says, I have played golf with Jake in the ticket league. He's one of the most upbeat, positive guys on the course. Now, I'm going to deny that for a second. Kip, I must have been having a good day because if I have a bad day, if I'm losing to Jay on the golf course,
you're easily
clubs are thrown.
Oh, you're easily.
I'm throwing F-bombs out there.
You are just a mental midget when you come on the golf course.
I'm not scared of you on the course.
I'm not saying you'd be scared. I can guarantee
if
you have one bad hole or you start losing, I can just see you just walking off down the 500-yard fairway just talking to yourself. I can see that. But see the difference when you talk to yourself in like how bad you're doing negative. I talk to myself all the time because I'm the realest dude I know.
What happens if I'm up on you by 10 strokes? Are you going to be real to yourself or pissed saying, how am I losing by 10 strokes to Jake?
Because I know eventually that you will, urinate down your leg.
You're gonna wait for me to implode.
You will, because you self-talk yourself into it. When you do blanket statements, if you hit one bad shot, you're like, oh, I'm horrible. Instead of saying, you know what, that was just a bad shot.
Well, I think I've gotten better at moving on from bad shots. I've certainly, when I was playing high school golf, if I had a bad shot in the round,
high school golf.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's going to hurt even more that somebody that just very
it's not going to hurt at all. You play a lot of golf now.
It'd be like you beating me at football. It would hurt me to my soul. It's some sort of like if they did like remember they did the pros versus Joes?
Yeah, I do remember.
So if we got out there and you took me deep 2 or 3 times, in a pass pattern, that would hurt my soul. I would question all my athletic prowess, all my athletic accomplishments because you took me deep. Or you did something to be like if we did a one-on-one tackle drill and you shook me.
I'm not doing that.
Well, I'm just saying if that happened or it happened against a Joe, then I would have to question myself.
The only way I would take you on in football is if it's like a route running thing. And there's no tackling involved. I don't want to tackle you. I don't want you to tackling me.
Jake, this is the problem here. Okay.
I'm choosing the rules.
There is
I'm making the rules.
way on God's beautiful green earth that you will ever catch a pass on me.
What if I burn you deep?
That's what I'm saying. If it happened, then I would be questioning myself.
What if I got a great quarterback throwing me the ball? All it takes is me to get you 1 yard of separation. All of a sudden,
it ain't gonna be
I'm bragging in your
separation.
face, homie.
No, I'm gonna jam you
dancing
up
in your face.
I'm gonna Lester Hayes you at the line of scrimmage like no other.
Well, then I'll just take a 1 yard pass.
No,
you can.
I'll
push off.
You better think of something else. You
I'll
better
push
go a
off,
punt, pass, kick contest and hope I pull a hammy.
I'm going to push off and deny offensive pass interference, take my 2 yard gain and just going to brag in your face. All it takes is one catch, Jay. It takes one catch.
Yeah, here you just
You said one. I don't care if it's deep, if it's short, whatever it is. Here comes Rico.
Here comes Mars Blackman.
What's up?
Here
Rico?
There are so many fields that we can test this on once the weather gets nice enough, and
Yeah,
I am
I'm going to.
100% willing to
Jay
video
says
record.
I can't have one catch.
Jake,
I said there's
you-
no
I am
way.
willing to
Jake,
record this.
There is nothing athletically that you're going to beat me in. Ice hockey, none of that. You're gonna
Okay,
beat
well,
me.
hockey, I have no
I love this.
argument there.
Nothing.
You're
can
from
even get-
Minnesota. I don't do hockey. I don't do skating.
brothers weren't allowed to play hockey.
I don't
back then.
care. You're from the state of Minnesota. I don't care what color
And I
you
would
are.
be,
You're
and I
better
would
skater
be,
than
and
me.
I would blow you up right through the. It'd be a body image of you right through the board.
I will never challenge anybody in anything skating or hockey ever.
I am
never.
so down for this.
Never.
Jake, would you beat Jay at tennis?
Yes. 1,000%. You have no chance against me in tennis. No chance.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, game on.
I play
Jake-
leagues in this town.
Jake versus
Game.
Jay.
I bet there's
Yeah.
listeners out there who play
Dude,
me that
this
know I have
summer is
faults,
gonna be
but I'm a
so
good
fun.
player.
Game on.
Jay, you will not beat
Dude,
me
this
in
summer
tennis.
is going to be
Game
so
on.
fun. We're doing
Oh.
it. It's going to be a whole series.
Game on.
Jake versus
Jay.
Jay.
You know who he is? He's John McEnroe.
I get angry.
Yeah, that's him right there.
But guess what?
So then
ain't-
you just
you
gotta
ain't getting
go. You gotta take Rico's fro, get you a little headband,
You're not getting my serve
short
back.
shorts,
Oh.
and pull your socks up, and then
love
just
it.
argue about
There
every
are,
call.
there are listeners out there, I guarantee I have played in the different leagues in this town that will say Jake has his issues, but you better be good if you're going to beat me because
Jake,
I'm going to
do
beat
you
you with my
understand?
serve.
You are a young 30 years old, and people are going around saying Jake has his issues.
Well, on the court, no, not like.
I mean, are you? I mean,
No, I got a weak backhand. I got my net game's rough, but I got a great forehand and I got a great serve.
okay,
And I'll admit that. Anybody who's
Okay.
played me can say, yeah,
okay.
Jake's serve is really good. The rest of his game, besides his forehand, is questionable. And I will agree and say that's true.
Okay.
But you're not beating me in tennis.
Okay. Well, you just named the stipulations and you named the
Do you
time.
do you ever
I
play? Do you
will-
play tennis
There's
ever?
nothing else to say. Considering I will be there.
If
Who's taking who? Nick, are you taking me or Jay in
It
tennis?
doesn't matter what they say.
I have never seen either one of you play
I
tennis.
played in tennis leagues.
I
What
understand
does that mean?
I've played
I
in
play
golf
more
leagues.
than you do.
Okay.
I've been in bowling leagues. Doesn't mean I'm any good.
I don't say I'm good at bowling. I could beat Jay in bowling.
Yeah, but
I'm-
you're just saying,
Hold on.
we
You-
said
hold
we
on.
haven't seen you in
Hold
tennis.
Hold on. Okay, listen here. I've kind of moonlighted in here out of a great gesture for DP. Ever since I've been here, you guys have borderline bullied me. With
Oh my
DP
gosh.
And Nick,
Man,
Rico started out. Then we had to have some conversations offline. So we got this thing going on. You know what I mean? We're cool now.
We good.
Now you just up here just saying you gonna beat me at bowling?
I feel good about my
We're just
chances
gonna
here.
have the Jay and Jake Olympics
Yeah, we're gonna
and
do
go
it.
get you a sponsor.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna just strategically just rat-a-tat-tat you that what in every single thing.
Can we-
Cricket, volleyball, golf,
Okay.
tennis,
Uh-huh.
bowling. Just exclude football and basketball because we don't even want to do that. And we will not even go to boxing or MMA.
I mean,
How
I
many-
kind of want to
how many
see Jay
sports-
dunk on Jake.
How many sports? Yeah, I'm not playing
You just
basketball.
name it, Jake. Just name it and I'll be there.
How about ping pong?
Like I said, name it and I'll be there.
I don't think you want. Me and
Listen
ping
here,
pong.
when it was 60 below zero and a ton of snow, there was nothing to do in Minneapolis but play ping pong all day in my friend's
That
garage.
was like 20 years ago,
Okay,
30
Well,
years
just-
It's
ago.
called
Okay.
muscle memory.
Jay, do you think you're mean to me?
No. I've helped you get out of your Pius X box there and understand there is more to life than what you've been accustomed to at Pius X.
All right.
So I've helped you. You got a little bit of Uncle Jay and a little bit of ribbing.
He's expanded your horizons.
Right.
There's people on the text line that think that you're the get off my lawn kind of guy towards me.
Oh, really?
I think we're fine. I think we got.
Yeah, you know what? At the beginning, I think I had to come in here and apologize because I was told I was too rough on you one day. I do remember that, and I apologize to you. I sincerely, I was like, oh, it was probably a little rough, but the second show or something like that.
Yeah. Now
But
I know
usually, but then you and DP did a little Wonder Twin powers activate on me, right? And I had to recoup myself and figure out what was what.
He's got a text saying that Jake is a cocky SOB, and I
You
right
are,
now,
Jake. You
listen,
are cocky.
you're the one saying you're gonna beat me in everything.
No,
How
I
is that
didn't.
not cocky?
No, I didn't say it. I just said
I can't beat you in 2 sports, huh? 2?
no.
I'm giving you
Jake.
football. I'm giving you
Ooh,
basketball.
hold on. Jay, this is directed to you. This is an unnamed texter. Isn't Jay like 50?
Oh, hello.
He and DP need to check themselves and realize that they're not what they used to be. Neither of them can run with the young bucks, but they talk a good game.
Hello.
Okay. Well, I'm not 50.
I did not text that, by the way. My phone's here. I did not
think
text
Nick,
that.
I think Nick sent that over there.
No, I'm in the contacts.
Right.
And I did not text
No, unnamed texter.
I'm
You
not
want
50.
the- I don't
you
think
want the
people
number?
Yeah, I don't
You
think
want the
people
number?
realize that his number, his or her number is right here. If you
I'm
want
not
it.
50. No, I'm not
You're
50.
closer,
And if
aren't you?
unnamed texter wants to come get some, I'm not hard to find. You can jump in here too and get it too.
We have a phone
Just,
call.
and listen here, and just for practical purposes, if you want to see this 250 pounds move like never before, you can experience it.
Dude, I can't wait for the Jake and Jay Olympics. Who's on the phone?
We have John.
All right, John. John, you're on old
Jonathan,
school. Go ahead.
what's up, man?
Go ahead, man.
Hey guys, how's this going? This is great stuff, by the way. Okay, first of all, Jake, the reason why you're always mad is because you like the Dolphins. We're all Husker fans. We were all 3-9. We can be mad about that, but your reason is you are a Dolphins fan. And two, you are going to challenge Jay Foreman,
Yeah.
a Husker linebacker, an NFL linebacker, an athlete. You may be
It's
a
a
good
what?
golfer, but it's going to be a tall challenge for you, buddy. Good luck. Keep up the great work, because this is a great show. Love
Thank
it.
you. Thank
See
you,
guys.
John. I appreciate that. Why can't I challenge him in a sport I played my entire life? That's the question.
What
I'm
have you
asking.
played your entire life?
I played golf since I was 6.
So you so this
I'm not new to
so
golf.
since you're just like you just think just because you grew up on a golf course, you just gonna just roll out there and just beat me? Man,
Well,
you crazy.
I'm giving you 6 shots here, man.
You're
Like,
giving me 6 shots?
yeah, I told
Okay.
you that. That's
And
always
what's
been
the,
the bet.
then what's the stipulations? Because you already owed me a steak dinner.
For what?
The Dolphins getting blown out. We have that on.
Was that a steak?
Yes.
I thought it was something else.
No, it was
No,
steak
it was
Outback.
Steak. Okay,
Because I talked about
I'll
chicken
get
Look
you-
at these Outback
I'll
right
get you-
there. That's one of my
I'll-
favorite places
I'll-
to
I'll get you an Outback steak.
I
I'm
love
not,
the
I'm not
Outback.
backing down. I just forgot about it.
Yeah, you did. Magically, you forgot about
I'll
it.
get you an Outback steak.
Okay, then whatever you want to, your little heart desires, those 6 strokes are gonna, as you to make the turn, you're gonna be counting up your strokes.
I got a text from 2 different people saying they want to sponsor the Jay and Jake Olympics right
Oh,
now.
then let's go. Get on
This
the
has
phone.
got to happen in 2022 at some point. Well, obviously we got to wait a while because the golf courses. I mean, it's not snowing out. But we could do it.
But I know they have an indoor tennis facility
I was
on
gonna
like
say, I'm
not
33rd
scared.
and
They
like
got Woods indoor
isn't it
tennis.
like 33rd and O Street.
33rd.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And we can go on there. We don't got to do it in the morning because I don't want you to be like, oh, it's too cold. I want you to be in there when you nice and fresh, young
Good.
man.
Yeah. Well, same for you, man.
All right.
I don't want any advantage for anybody. Just mano y mano here.
I'll set betting odds. Who breaks the racket? Is it Jake minus 350?
Because of my pure strength or
Who
anger.
No anger. Who smashes a racket first?
Oh, I'm not gonna smash the racket because I'm
What-
gonna be
what
doing
if-
straight work.
You're gonna be smashing when I've aced you like 6 straight
No, no,
times. Like,
Jake,
why can't I see that ball? It's going by too fast.
Jake, you think I can't cover ground? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
I mean, you just think
you
you're
think
just
you've
gonna
seen a fast serve? I've got spin and pace on my serve.
just let me know how long I have to do, how long I got to train, and I can guarantee I'm gonna be ready. Guarantee I'm gonna be ready.
This is from Mark. Says, is this going to be a monthly competition? Like, do we keep scores or video? Answer is yes to all of those. Yeah, we'll do
well,
one
if
sport
it's
a
going to
month.
be on video, there needs to be some sponsorships.
This could be-
because I'm not coming out of retirement to you know what I'm saying.
This could be an annual, like, a monthly thing. It's a full year. We have 12 sports. We do one every month. It's on video. It's sponsored. It's the Jay and Jake Olympics.
We can do that.
I'm in on this.
This is if this is what you want to do at 4:19 and 45 seconds, and just to kind of set yourself up for failure going into 2021 and 2022.
Do we get a name like
a
so?
whole
If
hour and a half left of this.
if there's 12 sports, you get to choose 6? And I get to choose 6.
You can
or what?
choose whatever sport you want. You can choose them all.
What if for basketball we didn't do it was like a 3-point shooting contest?
Like I
Does that
said,
count?
whatever you like. Who was that sang that song? Was it T.I.? Whatever you like, yeah. I'm not even going to attempt to sing.
Whatever you like.
My man Ian, we must have been talking about me dancing or something. They were asking me about it. I was like, man, that's only after I went to a tequila factory and I was down in Mexico. I can't get down like I used to.
All right, here's
But
the deal.
if you want to get down, I can get down in a Soul Train line if you want.
So I think I'll choose at least half the sports we do, and Jake can
You
choose
choose
the other.
half, he
But we're
chooses
not.
half.
You know, like, I'm not doing football tackling.
No, we can run a. You want to run a 40?
I'll forfeit. Yeah,
wanna do
ooh, I
vertical
gotta
jump?
think about that.
We could do a 40.
He's
we
like,
could
I got a chance.
Yeah, you're in your 40s, man. I'm 30.
All right.
we could do a 40. We could do field goal kicking.
Oh,
we could
yeah.
just do.
Ooh,
We
now,
could just
I'm a
do.
bad kicker,
We could
so you
just
got
do.
a chance.
We could do like punt.
Oh, we should
punt
do that.
fielding.
We gotta do kicking because we both suck at kicking. That
I can't kick a field goal.
I can't.
I
I
tell you
just
this.
shake it every time.
I remember when I was at the Texans and Chris Brown is a phenomenal athlete. You know, I think he was all-state quarterback. And I know legit he could run. If he couldn't run a 4.5, he was low 4.6s. He was a phenomenal athlete. And I remember because it all started because I remember during training camp, somebody was like, well, like, hey, you know, isn't your day off? I'm like, nah, we ain't getting out to 10. Well, it was like, we seen Chris Brown at the grocery store. Well, kickers don't have to practice. I mean, they can't kick every day. So I remember like ribbing him like, man, it can't be that hard to kick a ball, right? I mean, it can't be that hard.
Yeah.
Right. I've squatted, I can kick, and everybody's played.
It's always the thought.
Right. Yo, I tried to kick a field goal and it was like a low line drive. And I swear I thought my hamstring was going to come off of my back of my leg.
How long a kick was this?
Like 25 yards.
Did you see the Panthers the other day trying to kick?
Yeah, in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a PJ Walker. He needed not do that because he's going to be starting this
Yeah.
week.
Zane Gonzalez gets hurt in pregame.
Warm-ups.
Yeah, and they have like 5 guys trying to do field goals and
In a
kickoffs.
windy
It's just
Buffalo
terrible.
Stadium.
That ain't good.
And
remember that year Ndamukong Suh kicked a field goal for the Lions?
He missed an extra point. Jason Hansen got hurt, and Ndamukong Suh
No,
tried to kick an extra point.
he made the extra
shanked
point.
it right.
Chad Johnson for the Bengals tried one.
Look
He
that up.
missed it.
And Ndamukong Suh shanked the extra point right.
And he was a great soccer player.
Yeah, but
I mean,
wasn't he a
crazy.
goalie?
280 or something. But still,
Yeah,
just imagine
but
you're
still,
on you're coming down there as Ndamukong Suh is 6'4". Was he 280 in high school?
Something like that.
Yeah, 280.
Yeah,
Just
Sue,
taking up the whole goal.
Terrifying goal.
Yeah.
Sue shanked it.
He did? Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah,
watched
it's-
because
it's-
Jason
Did Chad Johnson make his? Because I know he's another.
Wes Welker kicked field goals for the Dolphins before he went to the Patriots and make a 33-yarder and a couple extra points.
Doug Flutie did a
the
drop
drop kick
kick.
against
Yes.
the Dolphins, which they
Yes.
lost that game to the Dolphins. Remember that vividly. Thank you.
The Dolphins are
like great
famous for making the Wildcat the thing for
like a
6 or
season.
7 games.
And you know what? We went to the playoffs
Yeah.
after a 1-15 season.
I
And
remember
they
that.
had
You
very
remember
much.
Didn't they have Cadillac Williams and Ronnie Brown?
No, just Ronnie Brown. Cadillac was with the Rams or the Bucks.
He
One
was
of the
with
two.
the Bucks.
I remember because it was like the first game they broke it out was against the Patriots.
And
Everybody's like,
and
what's
they
going
beat
on?
them
And they
38-13.
they
My
rolled 'em.
friend,
they
Yeah.
rolled him.
domination.
Hated it.
Ronnie Brown still running today. Still running and
Probably.
passing on you guys.
Probably.
Never forget.
Somebody just put in a picture of Andy Reid.
Yeah, doing punt, pass, and kick.
Pump ass kick.
That
Pump
could be
pass kick.
part of the J and Jake Olympics. It's very
Well,
possible.
I need a couple week break after that.
It'll be one competition a month.
Yeah, because that kick in the field goal.
Yeah.
That like scarred me. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I got all the respect for kickers.
It hurts your hamstrings and your quads.
Did you try going toe or did you try to soccer style?
I tried to do both because try to
sucks.
do the Rick Dempsey,
Mhm.
and that didn't work. That actually worked out a little bit better, but the soccer style,
No.
you better have your plant leg and everything right.
No, it is one of the most frustrating things. If you just think you're good at kicking, just go to the Cook Pavilion at UNL or any field out here.
Just
Try
go
to kick.
outside and try to
And
kick.
it is demoralizing because
Yeah.
you think, oh, this can't be that hard. Oh God, yeah, it's hard.
Well, wasn't it the Bears that had that competition outside the stadium the week after their kicker like shanked one and everybody was making fun of him? They had their
Yeah.
fans out there and they're like, all right, here you go. It's the same distance. You try it. Nobody came anywhere
Right.
close.
Well, that was because he went on like Oprah, or like after he missed the easy field goal to win the playoff game,
Yeah.
right?
It was a double,
Yeah,
the
against
double
the Eagles,
doink,
yeah.
I think.
There's a little bit of bad luck.
Well, we'll get the J and Jake Olympics going, and you guys can submit your sports for us to do, or just competition ideas. But regardless, golf, tennis will be in there. Ping pong.
The most important to me is golf and tennis because that's going to take your heart. Then everything else is going to be downhill.
Oh, we can't.
She's gonna
Are playing
crush
those
him.
first then, or what?
Well,
That's
if
how I
you're,
want to start. I just want pure
You want to
domination
start
of
off
you
down 2-0.
from the. I just want to dominate you at your sports that you think you're good. These country club sports that you grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna dominate you at those, and then anything after that, badminton, or you want to do
do
rifle,
badminton,
or
I'll
you
do
want to
that.
go down to the shooting range and
I'm
do
not in that one.
do the draw, or do all that
think I'll
stuff.
lose
You want
that
to do
one.
laser tag or whatever
Laser
you
tag,
want.
that'd be good.
Or you want to do the
Skee
what,
ball.
paintball,
Ski ball. There we go.
paintball. You
Skee
want
ball.
to bowl it. All that stuff is just secondary. I am going to destroy you in tennis and golf because those are your country club sports that you grew up with. Where are you from?
Beatrice.
Oh, exactly. And you know
What is that
you-
supposed to mean?
Okay, so I know that you grew up probably on
Beatrice is
Beatrice Country Club, right?
I did not.
Well, that's where you from.
I played that in high school.
So,
That was
okay,
our golf course. I didn't grow up there. I didn't
Okay.
live on the golf
So,
course, Jay.
Okay, so listen here. We're going to go to Beatrice Country Club.
Oh, yeah,
we're
we'll
going to
go
have them sponsor around. That you're going to have your home field advantage. All your little buddies from Beatrice, right?
You'll be
The
distraught.
Beatrice buddies are going to be there.
Yeah, they'll be watching.
So they'll be there drinking and doing all that stuff. And I'm just going to come down there and just roll you.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Oh, yeah.
Home
And,
field
and
advantage.
once the equalizer starts rolling in putts, it's just going to just take your heart. If I were you, I would start asking around in the streets because once you get a taste, it's over.
Jay, you got some wild fantasies, brother. You
Well,
got
I'm
some
just telling you.
wild
I'm just telling you.
fantasies.
You're gonna get the home field advantage on your course.
I'll play Firethorn, man. I'll play your course.
That's not where I play.
I'll play wherever you want to play. Hillcrest.
I want you to be comfortable
Pioneers.
as possible. No, listen here. I want you to be comfortable as possible in Beatrice, your
No,
hometown.
I want you to be as comfortable as
Well,
possible.
then we would have to go to like Minneapolis or something like that.
Okay, let's go to Minneapolis. We're
not
going
going
to your course.
We're not going to Minneapolis.
We're not going to my course. We're going to your course so I can kick
He would
your
not
butt.
last 9 holes if I had my boys out there because you would not. There would not be any
Well, that
golf
was
etiquette.
that was my thing. I was like,
I
if
don't
he has
need
his
it.
voice,
I
why are
don't
you gonna
need
be-
Beer would be beers would be cracking during your putt. They would be falling right next to you. You'd be smelling all types of libations and different types of aroma.
I would embrace it, Jay. Bring it on.
You would be
embrace
you
it.
would think by the time you made the turn at 9, you would be thinking you're on hole 15 because the stuff that you would be smelling, you would just be in a different place.
I welcome it. Let's go to Minneapolis and play golf.
We have
Let's
you
go.
Hey, listen here. We put the Laramie Tunsil gas mask on you, and you would not finish. There, we would tweet that out, and then you wouldn't lose your draft stock there, but you definitely would be looking like him after he took that gas mask off. That's the type of stuff
I'm
that
in. I am in.
it would be mental warfare.
Yeah.
you would be broken.
We'd have different locker rooms. You go in there and try to use the water be turned off.
Think about how you'd be broken after I beat you in all that situation then.
No, I would only be broken if you ran me over at the goal line, if you caught a pass on me, or you did something in a true athletic that I have grown up doing. So that'd be basketball and football. We know that won't happen. You don't have it here. So then now when we go and play your little country club sports that you grew up down there in Beatrice.
We're going to play in Minneapolis, so not going to Beatrice.
No, we
We're
I
going to,
wanna
we're
be
not
in
going to
York.
Minneapolis. We're going to Beatrice.
No, I know. I'm not playing on my
Yes,
my
we are.
course. No,
Yes.
no. Neutral site golf course or Jay's golf course.
Okay,
Fine.
whatever
We'll do
you-
neutral site.
Yeah, Jake, you can do whatever you
Listen,
want.
this is my sport. I
I've
don't
never
need to
met
be catered
somebody
to.
that wants to sign up for a butt kicking as quick as you. And
That's
it's
where you're
supposed to be the
mistaken.
Christmas spirit, so I guess I'm just Black Santa. I'm Black Santa.
Yeah,
Claus
Black
then.
Santa over here.
I'm not bad Santa. I'm Black Santa. So next time I'm on here, I guess in 2022, I'm gonna show up with a Santa hat.
People want us to sell tickets to the golf challenge and donate the proceeds to
Oh, yeah.
charity.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be made for what is it? What are you guys on? What is it? Facebook, Twitch,
and YouTube.
everything I've heard.
Yep.
Right. Though got the gamer over there, so you can sell some Twitch tickets,
Oh,
right?
100%.
Yeah. What games did you play?
All of them. Call of Duty, 2K, Madden, anything.
You want?
So
you want
you still game and you got 2 kids, but when we say you need to be in here hanging with us, you say I gotta go home and take care of the kids.
Mhm.
wow.
But so gaming is before this
I am gaming from like 10 to midnight. I got 2 hours.
at night.
You want to have gaming be
I
part
wait
of the
till
Olympics?
the kids fall. I wait
No.
till the kids fall
I have
asleep.
all the ideas of like, okay, I'm gonna start. I used to play Madden and all that.
Mhm.
I ain't got time for that. I ain't got.
Well, we both suck at video games, and it'll be good to watch that colossal.
I would love to
disaster
see
then,
you
too.
choose the Dolphins and you choose the Bills and see that Madden gameplay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna win that one for sure. Bill's going down.
Just okay.
All right,
I think Marcus just said that we have got to go to break.
we are
Mark,
going.
Mark Sphincter muscle was tied up yesterday. He said we need to go to break, so
Well,
we gotta be on point.
We are
'Cause
gonna.
he's reporting to DP
I know.
every day. He's like, Jay has been going over and is out of control, and now you're in here.
Well, I'm always out of control because I'm always angry, right,
Yeah.
Jay? Yeah. That's
Well,
what I
you're
am.
just hype man negative.
We'll go to break, and whatever we talk about next, we'll do that on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, Kfxl Weather. Sponsored by Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on.
Expect sunny skies and mild temperatures as we'll top out at around 52. Winds out of the southwest at around 10. Overnight, mainly clear, a low dropping down to around 30. We will continue our climb in temps as we head into our Thursday with an afternoon high approaching 55. And by Christmas Eve, highs could be into the 60s. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One host has a red beard and thinning hair. The other also has a red beard and thinning hair. One host got married over the summer. So did the other one. One is a diehard fan of a sub-500 AL Central baseball team. So is the other. Can these two radio hosts do a show together without getting confused as to their own identity? The same couple. Happer and Schaefer. Weekday mornings from 8 to 11 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
At Supreme Spa and Pool, Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Luxury hot tubs in stock. Don't forget our cash and carry hot tubs also in stock from $29.99. The Stealth semi in-ground. Also in-ground pools from $29.99. Don't wait until next year for above-ground pools. Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric always makes safety a top priority for our home and office. In under just 1 hour, their team installed the state-of-the-art air scrubber system directly into our existing HVAC ductwork. This technology purifies the air and reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses, creating a safer breathing environment for my family. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Sponsored by SAMHSA and Nebraska DHHS. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy Christmas and New Year's celebration. We are thankful for time with family and friends this holiday season and wish everyone a great end to 2021 as we head into 2022. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services on the air because they care.
If you're struggling to get motivated to work out, you're not alone, and Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Build muscle, burn fat, and lose weight with Farrell's 10-week challenge, starting January 8th, all for a chance to win $1,000. Farrell's combines kickboxing with inclusive strength training and nutrition planning to help you stay on track. Go to fxblincoln.com to sign up today. It's the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge, starting January 8th, with 2 locations in Lincoln.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Well, that was a segment that we did there. Someone else says to add cornhole / beanbags to the old Jay versus Jake Olympics.
Yeah, that's a nice little game.
Yeah, I think we'd probably be close in that one.
I didn't know cornhole was that big. I've seen it on
TV. Yeah,
on TV.
It's like on the 4th of July they show that.
And the people are sponsored. It's like a national championship. Just like bowling when there was that Weber guy or whatever.
Yeah,
that was a
Pete Weber. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
He's crazy. He was in Lincoln because they had the PBA like U.S. Open like a year or two ago. He was here. I'm pretty sure.
Did he win?
No, I don't think he did. I think he was like the top 4.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But all right, well, thank you for all your submissions there for Jay versus Jake Olympics. Again, this is old school. I'm in for DP is back next week. Nick, Jay hanging out here today. Are you going to the game tonight, Jay? Basketball, man. 6:30, Kennesaw State. You were at the women's game today.
I was. It was. I was very impressed.
They beat
and
Wyoming.
You know what it was? It was very, very good basketball. And you could tell they didn't play their best, which is probably like, the game before the break. But, you saw when they, especially coming out of halftime, when they turned it on, it was a lot of fun to watch. And I remember going into halftime, I was like, yeah, they're starting to wear down Wyoming when they started to kind of pick them up 3/4 court. And, I like their action on offense, where they, it's kind of flowing and they can really shoot the ball. I think when they shoot, in this case, threes and shots that they shoot, they all look like they can make them. They're shots that they shoot all the time, you can tell. And I like the mix. They're very, very deep team, 9, 10 deep, legit that can play. So I'm sure that they're comfortable that if they have a couple starters that aren't having it, and somebody's going to be able to kind of lead the way or right the ship. So, and they play good team defense. They communicate well. You can hear them talking all the way from, I don't know what, I could hear them, and obviously it wasn't as packed as, a men's game where they have, 19,000 usually.
I think it's about 15.
Yeah, 15,000 obviously didn't have it.
14,
It was, it was very, and I've watched them before. Watched them a few times last year. This is the first one I saw in person this year. So, I'm, really impressed. I like the way they play. They're physical. They got good size. They got, their bigs can run. They can play physical. They got bigs that can shoot outside. You don't see any like forced shots. And I think it's moving in the right direction. I think they just got to keep plugging along and they'll get the ranking or whatever they need.
Yeah, I think that's a point that maybe the men aren't doing is we know they can't shoot the ball well, but you pointed out for the women, they're actually communicating. There's on defense, they're talking. Do you hear that talk for Nebraska men on defense? Because it feels like they lose assignments all the time.
Yeah, well, it's too many people in there. I mean, with 15,000 people, you're not going to hear much. And look, it's not fair to compare the women's team to the men's team because it's a totally different makeup of the team. This is a team that's 2 or 3 years in the building process, and so now you're seeing the fruits of the hard times, which is 2 years ago, because they had a couple players left that were pretty high ranking players, but they weren't the right identity or just wasn't a good mix. And so they have when you see this team, this is a close-knit team when you watch them. You can kind of see it when you just the way they play and they're there for each other versus this year, you got to, like I said, this is my opinion, it's extremely young team and an inexperienced team. It's a young team from, you got 4 freshmen, right, on Nebraska's men's team. Wilhelm's out, but
yep, he's gone for the season.
But just in general, you got 4 guys that were playing high school or AAU last year. Right,
Bryce McGowan's, Wilhelm,
Wilcher.
He's at Xavier last year. Wilcher was at Xavier.
Okay. Well, then 23 was from. He's a high school kid. He starts on
K-State.
He was at JUCO, wasn't he last year?
K-State was.
Well, here's what I mean. You got 3 or 4 guys that were in high school. We can go through the whole roster last year. At least 3 that were playing high school last year. And then you have a guy that was playing JUCO, another guy was at Xavier. And then you mix in with the, a couple holdovers, right? They're inexperienced of playing in the Big Ten together and then individually. So it's a totally different, you can't compare both teams. Now, should Nebraska be playing better right now? Sure. Are they going to do some growing pains? Yes, they are. Losing Trey McGowan, I think, is a big deal for them, and it has nothing to do with points. It's a guy that, I look at basketball as, if you look at just say like when the Lakers were really good, or like say like when the Bulls were really good, right?
Mhm.
There's you want to in football you compare it like you want to be strong up the middle. You want to have a good like defensively. You want to have a good like say like in this case you want to have a good nose guard, good inside linebackers, and a safety that can control the middle field. So if you look at when the Lakers were good, right? You had Kobe that would lock you down. You had a guy like Derek Fisher, and then you had Shaq that was the ultimate equalizer. So then you look at the Bulls. You had Jordan Pippen, and then Rodman was the guy that kind of would control, and they kind of they had Horace Grant at times and stuff like that. And then you look at the men's team, they just haven't got there as far as identity and role yet. You have Derek Walker, but then you need some other guys to kind of be able to set the tone defensively. But offensively, I think there's small spurts that you see some efficient offense. And I think, you've seen like where there was a couple games that kind of ran stuff through Derek Walker, pick and rolls, especially at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
You just got to probably within the inexperience, I think. And, look, like, you got Eric Strickland, and, he's obviously played a ton of years in the NBA, and he knows a lot more than me, is that you want to be able to, when things kind of get out of whack, to be able to have some sets or have some things that you can go back to kind of slow the downslide of the, obviously missing shots. You want to get a good shot. And then defensively, you want to be able to depend on your defense to kind of, if they're on a run, get a couple stops to kind of slow the momentum.
Yeah, I think that what's disappointing over the last 7 years for Nebraska basketball is go back to the first year that Nebraska was in PBA, and that was the second year of Tim Miles, and they had Craig Smith on the bench then, and of course you went to South Dakota after that. But that year, Jay, like you were saying, they had set plays, like they knew what worked. They started off almost every game with the screen to get Pitchford open for a wide open three. They set screens for Petaway to drive the lane to get easy buckets. And that team won a lot of games. They were fourth in the conference. They went to the tournament. Craig Smith leaves the next year, and then they've really never had that since. I mean, James Palmer a little bit with Watson and Roby and Copeland, and then Coleman gets hurt, and that season falls apart. But it just hasn't been set plays enough.
But then also,
to help out.
When we had Siobhan Shields and those guys, people were complaining that we ran so much 3-man weaves and did dribble handoffs.
True. That is true.
And it was all based on Siobhan Shields getting to the hoop and getting fouled.
Those teams were scoring 42 points in some games, Jay. That was the problem.
Well, people were mad about that because that was the set offense. So you can't. It's almost like where people were complaining way back in the day that we ran the option and then we wanted to go West Coast and the West Coast didn't work. Now we want the option. Now we're in the spread. Now we'd like to bring the option back because people are running better versions of the spread, which is essentially the option just spread out, the fullback displaced. So you got to be careful what you wish for. And I think that this team can dig themselves out of it and play better. I think the makeup of the team is good. Just from what I see, I don't talk to the players. I don't interview them or anything like that. I don't see, unless I'm not really looking close enough, I don't see any like discord where you can think like, oh, this guy doesn't like this person. And so they're not playing. Hope they're not that immature that they're, I'm not going to pass you the ball when you're wide open because, I don't know, whatever. You got more likes than me on Twitter or whatever whatever there would be. So I think they can play themselves out of it. I look at it like it's a weird year that this whole team is shot bad. I think eventually you're going to get some guys hopefully find their rhythm. Now, how do you do that? Maybe, I've always said that in the first of all, you want to tighten up on your defense. And I think last game they played better defense.
Yeah, they did. And K-State didn't shoot the three ball very well. That helped out.
Right.
Some of these teams have been shooting 50% from 3-point line and killing you recently.
It's their night.
Yeah,
sometimes when they're hitting 50%. Now what we want to do is contest them more, right? Yeah. And I think that Nebraska played better defense against K-State. So you just want to, obviously up the positive, results from that. Lean on your defense, but then in offense, you want to be able to maybe come out and run, maybe not some sets or plays, but just have a conscious effort within the first 3 or 4 possessions that everybody touches the ball. And I always go back to that because I remember I watch, a lot of NBA and they were interviewing Kenny Smith and Akeem Olajuwon. And they were saying every time that they went into a game, they wanted Clyde and Akeem and at this take, Kenny Smith, everybody wanted to touch the ball. Whether they shot it or not, touch it. Maybe get involved in the game earlier. And maybe get some guys some earlier looks because one thing that's been a constant is Verge being able to get to the hoop.
Yep.
Okay, against anybody. And I'm sure that's not going to stop. So you know that you can do that whether it's the first possession or the 10th possession. So when you got other guys, and I like Wilcher, I like McGowns, maybe get them going, and like Derek Walker, get them going, and maybe have chart where Lat Man, even though he's shooting 20%, wherever he's most comfortable at shooting that open three, let's kind of try to concentrate on that. And so Fred's smart. He's seen a ton of different slumps or whatever you want to call it in basketball. I'm sure he's working. He's not going to the offices and practices and be like, hey, look, we're playing great. Or, so he's making adjustments. And I think he said this week, if guys are taking, quote unquote bad shots, you got to do a better job, getting them out. The only bad thing or hard thing in basketball is if there's not a play stoppage, you only get so many timeouts. And if the game's close, you don't want to be burning timeouts because, excuse me, Jake Sorenson's taking a step back double pump three.
That could happen.
Yeah. And you know what else is funny?
I've been pulled for that before in the past.
Well, the best quote was, I don't know if you ever seen like when Patrick Ewing asked that one of his players, asked him, have you ever practiced that shot? He said, he's like, yeah, when have you practiced that shot? Because you haven't practiced that shot at my practice. So, you know what I'm saying? So maybe those are the conversation you have to have. But I think this team can do it. Now, look, playing in the Big Ten is not an easy conference to do it. And I tell this to the few Nebraska players I talk to. I always tell it to high school kids, tell it to, youth sport kids and parents. The pain of discipline is worth the pain of regret if you don't do go through the pain of discipline. And what I mean by that is when you go back and you think of Western Illinois, the 2 or 3 times we could have closed out NC State, having a little bit more energy, even though we had sick. That was, I think, the first part of the sickness going through the team. Indiana game. Those are games that you don't want to look back on and be maybe 1 or 2 games out of meeting your goal. And then you have to think like, okay, where we lack of focus the first game of the season, or, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Upsets happen in basketball. Nebraska again was beat by Western Illinois the first game. That sucked. 5-7 are the Huskers. 5 straight losses going tonight's game. They play us again 6:30 tonight at PBA against Kennesaw State, trying to get their first win of this month. It's December 22nd.
Well, I mean, look, man, my view versus your view is I look at it, everything is the glass half full. You look at it half empty.
Yeah,
so there's a difference, right?
That's why I wake up angry.
Yeah, you wake up angry.
You're realist, Jay.
You're like, hey, it's 30 degrees in Nebraska and it's windy and I got to drive into work. I'm like, well, look, I'm blessed. I get to wake up and you know what? I'm just going to battle through this windy time. And you know what? If I have to walk through 10 feet of snow like I did when I was in Minneapolis, I've done it before.
Was it uphill both ways?
It was uphill both ways. And then when it rained, it was like gale force winds. And there was only the few that were strong enough to walk there, and I did it.
Probably was a hurricane too somehow in there.
Without a coat.
He's just happy to see all of us.
Yeah.
There's a snow NATO up there.
Yeah. And I did it. And I stood out there for an hour waiting for the bus.
I'm sure you did. Maybe 2 hours, Jay, from what I heard.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, Nick, do we got some trivia?
Oh, yeah. We got Nick trivia.
Okay. When we come back, we will have Nick trivia. And the winner gets a gift card to the Upside Bar and Lounge. We'll do that next. Call us right now, 402-464-5685. More next on Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Harrison Arns. In basketball over the weekend, Creighton Prep rolled Lincoln Southwest in a win 62-32, giving them their first loss of the season. Lincoln Christian won over Archbishop Bergen 47-41. Ethan Barrier was the Crusaders' leading scorer with 18. Lincoln Lutheran won over Aquinas 58-47. The Lincoln Lutheran girls also won in a huge spread 61-8. Lincoln Northeast got a big win over Omaha Bryan 65-59. They wouldn't gain a lead till late in the fourth quarter, outscoring Omaha Bryan 22-10. The Lincoln Northeast girls also won with an absurd 80-point margin over Omaha Bryan 85-5. Lincoln Pius X had a 20-point win over Gretna, 53-33. Millard North won over Lincoln East, 73-66. Millard West just got by Lincoln High in an overtime win, 62-54. Colin Nick led the Lynx in points with 16. Lincoln North Star fell short against Omaha South, 61-57. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
At Supreme Spa and Pool, Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Luxury hot tubs in stock. Don't forget our cash and carry hot tubs also in stock from $29.99. The Stealth semi in-ground pool from $79.99. Also in-ground pools from $29.99. Don't wait until next year for above ground pools. Christmas is here. Give a little cheer. Supreme Spa and Pool.com.
Breakfast tacos, brisket tacos, pork tacos, chicken tacos. You hungry yet? I can keep going. Pork or chicken, queso nachos, queso mac and cheese, hatch mac burritos. Now you're salivating. Muchachos is Lincoln's premier New Mexico barbecue fusion restaurant, and you can't miss them in their bright blue building. Pair that great food with delicious coffee for breakfast and a variety of local and national beers on tap the rest of the day. Order your food online at yomuchacho.com or visit them in person at Muchachos on South 11th Street between L and K Streets.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you.
Certified Piedmontese. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for Nick's Trivia. Give us a call, 402-464-5685 on the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Nick, this is for a gift certificate to the Upside Bar and Lounge at 27th and Pine Lake. Take it away.
All right. I need to know where Devonta Adams went to college.
Green Bay Packers star receiver?
Yes.
Do you think he's the best receiver in the league?
That's a good question.
Cooper Kupp's certainly making a name for himself.
I think he is the best receiver in the league because he can do it all.
He's really good. I mean, he's really
and
good.
I know they scheme up stuff for him, but he's getting double teamed. They don't have a true number 2.
People thought he was going to be kind of a bust his first 2 years.
Yeah, because he had the drops, and then it was just like Aaron Rodgers was like, "Hey, look, dude, come out here to California. We're going to figure it out."
464-5685. Again, what college did Devonta Adams go to for a $15 to Upside Bar and Lounge for Nick's Trivia? 464-5685. You asked this question to me and Jay. We got it right. Both of us did. Right away.
Let's see who this is. Who's this?
Austin.
Austin, do we know the answer? Where did Devonta Adams go to college?
Pretty sure Fresno State, and Derek Carr was his quarterback.
Oh, dang. Austin.
Wow,
Austin got it. We should have asked him who is
head
training
coach? His head coach?
Who his wide receiver coach and training guru is. He probably knows that since he knows Derek Carr was his QB. You know what's funny about Derek Carr? When I was in Houston and David was the quarterback.
David Carr.
So his whole family, they own the city. I mean, they gave him houses, and so Derek Carr would come to practice. And so I don't know if you ever seen that, the net where they have like 6 or 9 different squares you can throw it through.
Yeah.
Derek Carr would be going through there, and sometimes I'd walk past. I was like, "Dang, your little brother's better than you."
Man, you were right.
I never said it to David, but like when you walk past, you're like,
"Dang,
man, that little young dude's pretty sweet."
Yeah, he's pretty good. He played in Lincoln too. He almost beat Nebraska.
And his dad, their dad is like, he had won like California long drive contest. Cool,
really?
Hey, cool dude. And David Carr is cool too. He's a good dude.
You liked him. You liked David Carr.
Good dude. And I felt bad for him because being a veteran and being, I was around Doug Flutie, you know what I'm saying? So he knew, you saw a professional. He went from Fresno State to the NFL starting and didn't know, and then they cut Kent Graham, who would have been the good veteran, to show him how to be a professional. So he got thrown in there with the worst offensive line in history. I think, remember they had, do you ever remember the draft where we had signed Steve McKinney from the Colts?
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah.
And so when they put up remember when they do the draft, they're like, "Oh, this is what you need," So they put up Steve McKinney and then had 4 empty spots in the offensive line.
God.
So, Tony Boselli never played.
They had Boselli,
He never played, and then Ryan Young never played either.
Was Boselli just hurt, or is he too old?
He was hurt.
He came from the Jags.
It was kind of like, way that draft or that expansion thing went, we couldn't get Gary Walker and Seth Payne unless we took Tony Boselli. So we had to take him.
You guys had Coleman, defensive back?
Marcus Coleman and Aaron Glenn. In order to get those two, we had to take Ryan Young, and Ryan Young was hurt. So the two guys that are going to protect them, right tackle and left tackle, were damaged goods. More than damaged goods, like expired meat. Like, how they put it out. How they
don't eat it.
No, how they say, how they put like special, like butcher special.
Yeah.
And you got to literally eat it that day or the next day. It was like 3 weeks later. That's what they were. It was like spoiled meat.
Spoiled meat.
Get diarrhea after you eat that, man.
Don't do that. All right, so congrats to Austin for getting the gift card to the Upside Bar and Lounge, 27th and Pine Lake. We will take a break, come back top of the hour next on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Jay Foreman. I wore gear to protect my health on the football field, and now I'm protecting it with the COVID vaccine. Everyone, even kids 5 years and older, can get the vaccine too. If you've been vaccinated, now you can get your booster shot if you qualify. Stay strong, get vaccinated, and learn more at healthylincoln.com.
Hi, this is Sean Callahan with Koppel Chevrolet GMC. New vehicle production has been increasing, but the lots will not be filling up anytime soon. In fact, most vehicles are being pre-sold and are leaving the same week as they arrive. If you want your new Chevrolet or GMC, this is a great time to build a vehicle and place an order. Our sales team will work right with you to build the exact vehicle you want. At Koppel, we appreciate your business and sell vehicles at a fair price. So come check us out or visit us online at koppelcars.com.
On Time Transport in Lincoln says stay safe this holiday season by keeping parties off of our roads. Avoid talking, texting, and speeding. And don't forget, buzz driving is still driving under the influence and can lead to trouble or grief. This safety message from On Time Transport. For more information, call 402-328-9082. That's 328-9082 or online at ottlincoln.com. On Time Transport, reminding you that when you're behind the wheel, let's give our truckers some room on the road and have a safe, happy holiday season.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and in just a few moments, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln, will be joining us with the latest update. But before I bring Andy on, I'd like to tell our listeners about how proud I am to work with Honda of Lincoln. I like the way they provide listeners honest, up-to-date information that helps people make informed decisions about buying or leasing. Hey, Andy, are you with us?
Yes, I am, Charlie, and thank you for your comment.
Andy, what's happening at Honda of Lincoln?
We still have truckloads of new Hondas arriving daily, and there's still more than 500 new Hondas to choose from, either in stock or on the way. Plus, we have 0% APR financing available.
How about used, Andy?
One of our best selections of all makes and models, and we have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas that have special APR starting at 0.99%.
That's great, Andy. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox, Kfxl Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect sunny skies and mild temperatures as we'll top out at around 52. Winds out of the southwest at around 10. Overnight, mainly clear, a low dropping down to around 30. We will continue our climb in temps as we head into our Thursday with an afternoon high approaching 55. And by Christmas Eve, highs could be into the 60s. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric always makes safety a top priority for our home and office. In under just 1 hour, their team installed the state-of-the-art air scrubber system directly into our existing HVAC ductwork. This technology purifies the air and reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses, creating a safer breathing environment for my family. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hardworking, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career.
A new Planet Fitness location is open near you. To celebrate, you can join for just $1 down and then $10 a month. We're squeaky clean and ready to welcome you with tons of equipment and plenty of space to spread out. So join the judgment-free zone today. We're ready when you are. Just $1 down, $10 a month. Offer ends soon. Join us today.
A brand new Planet Fitness location is now open at 84th and Lake.
Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See club for details.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Coming at you live from the Kfxl Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of Old School here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Sorensen in for DP, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert with us as well. This show is sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, 84th and Havelock. Get there today for any sort. Yeah, they got last-second stuff for your holidays for Christmas. Get there and buy some of their great meat. 84th and Havelock, again, the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Jay, we got some drama right now in bowl games, not with actual games going on, like on the field this very moment, but today,
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M announced they are not going to be able to play in the Gator Bowl against Wake Forest. And so they're trying to find a team out there that's not in a bowl game right now, a 5-7 team to play. And you know who wants to play?
Rutgers.
The Big Ten
in Illinois.
Illinois is what I'm hearing. Illinois.
But how do you?
Brett Bielema wants to play. In this game,
but how would you even play? These guys are on like winter break.
I know,
not lifting weights. I mean, like when is the Gator Bowl?
Let me find that out. I know that they have to have an answer by Friday. I believe it's the 1st, January 1st. Nick thinks it's January 1st.
That's pushing it. I mean, you're risking some injury.
You're talking about getting guys like a 10-day or 9 days to get ready for the game.
Yeah, and you've been off.
You haven't been playing doing bowl practices at all.
Yeah, I read where it needs to be a team that has the similar situation, and then they can link up, right? Or a bowl game. Say like one other bowl game has it.
So here's from Brett McMurphy. The Gator Bowl could replace A&M with the 5-7 team based on APR. Rutgers had the first option, but they declined. And another source says how many 5-7 teams have been practicing or are still in school? None.
Right.
Illinois, but Brett Bielema says I'm waiting by the phone. I want to play.
He probably has a bowl bonus.
December 31st.
And he probably has a bowl bonus.
Does. Yeah, come on. We'll take that bowl game.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll play you.
Yeah, we'll send those kids out there and get a couple of ACLs blown.
Yeah. Sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate,
this
man.
This is 9 days from right now, this game is.
It's unfortunate.
9 days. And these guys aren't even here.
I don't know if you guys heard. Do you guys know what the payout is for it? $5.35 million
per team. So yeah, of course.
So that's a big reason why
getting some money there.
Why Illinois wants to play or anybody.
Well, yeah, it'd be great for them. It'd be great for Rutgers. I'm sure, oh man, it's tough because look, Texas A&M players, they can't control it. And Wake Forest is just, they're feeling the brunt of it. They're indirectly affected by it because I'm sure there's players that want to play. I mean, look, you got seniors on that team, on both teams, that might not never play football again. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they don't get a chance to play. And so it's unfortunate. And hopefully they can find well, hopefully. I mean, what I read was they need another bowl game that's affected in the same way, so then they could take the two teams that can play.
What a disaster!
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I mean, look. I mean, you can't control. You can't control COVID, so I mean, it just sucks for them right now.
Yep,
it sucks all the way around because Texas A&M had a pretty good year. They had the #1 recruiting class, right? This year,
so.
So they have a ton of positive momentum going there.
Were they #1? A&M was #1?
#1. And
wow.
And then Wake Forest had a magical year as well.
They did, yeah.
And so it's two teams that I'm sure Wake Forest was looking forward to the opportunity to play against the SEC team and see where they were
more chance to have a good finish to
your year. And the same with Texas A&M. So it's a crappy situation.
So we'll see what happens there. Illinois apparently wants to play. That game is 9 days from right now, but Wake Forest does not have an opponent because A&M has backed out of that game because of too many COVID problems. So
So maybe Illinois is in negotiations.
It sounds like we might hear some news at some point here.
Yeah.
I think they have to know like no later than Friday, like 2 days from now, Christmas Eve. If there's no note, they're not playing the game. And Wake Forest either just takes a forfeit win or they just don't play a game.
Yeah, but they still get $5 million.
I don't.
That's what I need to
That
find
I
out,
don't
yeah.
know. If they pay out the game,
The insurance is kind of like when they
Ooh,
remember when they
yes,
canceled the British Open real early because they get the insurance. Yeah, I don't care what happens, what type of protocols you guys get in to make this happen. We'll just take the guaranteed money.
Yeah, we'll just play it next year.
Yeah, we'll just play it
take
next year.
No worries.
Yeah, take a year off.
I know this is a topic that drives Sip crazy in the morning. I'm curious your take as a former player, Jay. Saw this from Bucknuts 24/7. This is Ohio State's 24/7 sports website. There is apparently a good chance, that neither Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson play in the Rose Bowl because they want to protect their draft status. CJ Stroud says he understands the decision if they don't play. It sounds like they might be leaning that way. Both of them maybe not playing in the Rose Bowl for Ohio State.
Well, maybe. Well, I mean, the third one with the number 11, I think he's
Smith Njigba.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem. I mean,
you're fine with it, protecting their draft status, even though again this is not playoff teams. This is still
the
Rose Bowl, though.
Yeah, it's still the Rose Bowl. I understand it. I really do. Especially, I was watching, just flipping through the Big Ten, classic games, and it was Ohio State against Notre Dame, and Jalen Smith pretty much destroyed his knee.
Yeah, that was bad.
Fortunate, and it really affected his career because he was supposed to go top 3.
Yeah, top 5 at worst.
Top 5 at worst, and he went second round. Still, obviously, came back, ended up being a Pro Bowl player, All Pro player, kind of bouncing around the league right now. So I understand it, and you got to respect everybody's decision once they get to this point. I will give them a ton of respect because they finished out the season. They could very easily once they lost the game to Michigan, I guess. Well, they didn't get to go to the Big Ten championship.
That was their last game.
That was their last game. And I understand it. Look, these guys, both of those guys should be first round picks, drafted quite high.
Yep.
They got a lot at stake. And I understand it. You risk injury going out there and playing in the Rose Bowl, and it's still a huge game, but these are first world college football player problems. Ohio State's been in huge bowl games every single year. Those guys have been there. So
championship. They were the title game last year against Alabama.
Yeah, so I understand. I get their the points, but you know what? Ohio State has good problems because even if those 3 guys leave, they have Marvin Harrison Jr. that's going to go out there and start. And in 2 or 3 years, he's going to be trying to make the same decision as well.
But is there to you a cutoff where it's like not acceptable for if these guys are for sure first round picks, like Kenny Pickett, also a first round pick, not playing for Pittsburgh in their bowl game. Like if there's a guy getting a 2nd to 4th round grade, like are you okay with him skipping, saying I want to protect my NFL draft status?
You don't know what people's background is. You know what I'm saying? How 2nd or 4th round can change a legacy for a lot of families. You know what I'm saying? So you can't put where they get picked. Now I will say this: there's no guarantee where you're going to get picked. Guys slip all the time, and it's no different when you say, well, should you only turn pro early if you're going to be a 1st or 2nd round pick? Primarily, yeah, you should, because you want to put yourself in the best position to hit when it's a guaranteed you're going to hit. There's no guarantee that there's no guarantee you're going to come in the league as a 5th round pick and be like Zach Thomas. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and be eventual Hall of Fame player and get
few and far between. Do that?
Yeah, and renew your contract at the highest level 3 or 4 times. There's no guarantee. It's few and far between that you're going to be Tom Brady. Heck, and this is not even too my own home. There's few and far between that you're going to be Jay Foreman, picked 156 in last 9 years. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't happen.
No.
So jumping out there, and we've seen it here in Nebraska. You saw, DiCaprio Boodle. Yeah, he's at Kansas City, but he didn't get drafted. What if he came back another year? I'm not a bettor. I bet $20 that he probably would have got drafted this year because he ran real well. He would have had another year of dominating opponents that he knows, and he's got more tape. Defense was better. So you got to make sure, and it's no different than, sitting out a bowl game. So everybody has their personal choices. It's more prevalent now. I think the famous one was Clowney, where he, the thing with him, he hit his apex of stardom and draft stock after that hit in Michigan. And I think he was only like a sophomore or freshman.
Yeah.
So he had to come back and play. And anything that he ever did after that was downhill.
Never top that. Never top that moment.
And that's when he was physically at the best. He hadn't had any injuries then. And who knows who would have drafted him and let him play a defensive end. Because you got to think that when he got drafted by Houston, they tried to take him from a defensive end to play outside linebacker because of J.J. Watt.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some intertwinings there where J.J. Watt wanted to make sure that he was the guy playing certain positions on third down. So it kind of stymied his progress. And then he had the microfracture surgery, and so that takes you out for a whole year. And then I think the next one that was really popular, I think Christian McCaffrey, right?
Yeah, that was the big one.
That was
6 years ago. Yeah,
6 years ago. So and then everybody's been doing it ever since. So you got to respect their decision.
So like for Nebraska though, again, they didn't make a bowl game, but so Cam Jurgens, of course, he's getting probably anywhere from a 3rd to 4th round grade right now. I mean, and that's somebody you'd like to have come back for next year. Now, I don't know if he would have played a bowl game if Nebraska played, so we'll never know. But that's somebody. Do you think if Cam had chosen to come back next year, he could have elevated that grade higher? Or do you think?
Sure. I mean, he had a good to great year this year. He'd be getting coached by pro coach, which is Donovan Raiola.
Yep.
Or Raiola, excuse me.
Yep.
But he was coached by Greg Austin, who was coaching the pros. So I don't ever, it's hard to talk about the coaches that new coaches, and I don't want people to think like I'm downgrading the coaches that got, fired or let go, because I think they're all good coaches. I think it was just a matter of guys at those position groups didn't step up and play well. So there's always somebody that has to, the coach is usually held accountable for it. So yeah, I think he could have. I think the guy from Iowa is probably
Lindenbaum.
Yeah,
Lindenbaum.
The number one guy. And I always say like this in the draft, there's always a guy or two that you just never know. That somehow they start pushing a guy and then they fall in love with him. But I think, the good thing about Cam is he had a good year this year. This undoubtedly he did. I think he improved from the year before or in years before with his snapping. And he's if he's not the most athletic center in the league or in the draft, he's going to be one of the two. He's going to test out off the charts. So, he had a decision to make. And sometimes, if you go out this year versus next year, can you really improve it? Sometimes they tell you like, look, you're going to be, whatever is second to fifth, whatever he's looked at right now, you might be the same next year. But I would probably think that he could have improved on it. But I think again, he has a little bit of injury history. Right. And
he does.
You want to strike problems, right. You want to strike when it's hot. So you got to respect the decision. Yes, selfishly, you'd like to see him back. Right. Ultimately, he's worked hard enough to put himself in a position after 3 years?
3 years.
3 years,
3 years
to make that decision. So you got to respect it and wish him the best. The draft is funny. Like guys, so you'll see guys that get drafted and you just never know why they get drafted, and you see guys that get drafted lower or don't get drafted, and you be like, how you like if you had to go back, just always look at Zach Thomas, right? When you watched him play at Texas Tech, he was unstoppable.
Just a smaller guy.
A smaller guy.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter when he played against bigger teams, right? He had 25-something tackles against Nebraska when we were the national champions. Every team that he played against, he destroyed them. But just because he was only 5'10" and not 6 feet, you know what I'm saying?
He gets
downgraded. But then at the end of the day, he ends up playing 13 years in the league. He's going to be a Hall of Famer eventually.
He should be. He's not one yet. He should be one.
He should be. But then you just wonder how many guys got drafted before him that couldn't even, hold his jockstrap. So it's a crapshoot, and it's not just about getting drafted, right? You're going to get drafted to a good organization that, hopefully the GM and the people that are making decisions know football, just in case you run into a little bit of injury history, or you need to develop that, they like to, instead of, you don't want to get drafted by an organization that's always looking to go to free agency, right? Because as soon as your contract, they're just letting you go. So you want to get, you want to get in the right system, right coaches, to get that longevity, because you could be a good player and you go kind of like through that cycle of bad organizations, bad team. It could cut 4 or 5 years off your career. You want to be on a winning team. You generally last longer. You want to have a good young coaches and GMs because if you play well for them, you can get opportunities down the road. And then ultimately, once you get there, yeah, it's great that you get drafted. How do you continue to make it? Because after 2 or 3 years, they're going to be looking to replace you, unless you're Aaron Rodgers. But heck, they're trying to replace Aaron Rodgers, and he was an MVP. So just because you get drafted, I mean, not trying to downgrade. It's a great accomplishment, and it's 1% of college athletes get drafted, or maybe even less. It's even harder to make it and continue to make it year after year because you have to always self-evaluate and you have to improve. Some guys, even when they come to college, think they've made it when they haven't even made it. And that's been a big problem, I think, around here in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
They've been programmed or kind of, I call it punch drunk, to really think that they're a lot better than they are. And this is not taking a dig at the players, but it's just a dynamic of the atmosphere. You're treated as a national champion and you've been a national chump. And so now you think you're a lot better than you are. And then when you go in the league, there is no friends. Because you're battling against a guy that might have a wife and kids and four kids, and that's playing for keeps. And he might be from, in this case, like just say Kennesaw State, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he was a recruit at UCLA and maybe had some problems off the field, got his act together, and he's a dude. So you can't go in there and say, well, I'm from Nebraska and I was drafted in the 3rd round. There might be a dude come in as a street free agent, or he was a street free agent last year that didn't get a chance. That's going to be just as good as you.
How do you change that? So if that's a problem of kids coming to Nebraska, think that they're champions coming in, and they come here, maybe get beat out or aren't as good as they thought they were. How can a program change that?
They're working at it because I think they got true. I think even though you lost a lot, I mean, leadership and guys that have been here a little long in the tooth. I think the makeup of the younger guys that played last year want to be here, right? They want to do right by the program. They aren't there for themselves and truly want to put in the work. So those guys that are putting in the work aren't going to let Jay Foreman come in and think like I'm just going to be grandfathered into said opportunity because I put on a Nebraska sweatsuit. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So I think they're on the right track, but you can lose your way, and I've said this. NIL hurts a team like Nebraska more than it hurts Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama's, and those teams because Nick Saban, if you lose your way, he just tell you straight, dude, it's either this way or you're gone.
We got plenty of players.
And they kind of have more,
spot.
and they have more control over it, and it's football. When you're not winning a lot, the easy thing is to go to the cell phone, which is your social media, which you always kind of get your comfort. And just for instance, and I don't know what guys were making. Just say I'm making $5-6 grand on NILs. That's a safety net for me. I'm getting a fat scholarship check, and I'm getting $5-6 grand a month on an NIL deal. You know what I mean? And so then the sting of losing is taken away. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So and look, the NIL and the opportunities here is a selling point and a recruiting tool. So you just got to make sure guys, just understand that your best selling tool is how you play on the field every week, not just a couple games, every week.
I saw this earlier today regarding NIL. This is from Open Doors, some data from an AP report. 7 male athletes earned over $100 grand from NIL on July 1st to November 30th, and 110 earned more than $10,000. That's with 570 schools in play there. So, I mean, we'll be curious what that does next year and the years going forward. If that just grows to incredible amounts,
it's only gonna grow because NIL got a late start. Remember, it was like 2 or 3 weeks before like camp opened.
Yeah,
so kind of everybody like the first
July 1st.
Yeah, so like the first 6 weeks, everybody's trying to like play catch up. And is there rules? Who can pay you? Then remember they said you can have an agent do all it for you.
I know.
Well, that's great. Now you can't really regulate whether they're talking to players about going to the NFL stuff before because now you can get money from an agent.
Yeah, I go back to what you. I mean, it feels like it's going to be hard for Nebraska to get back because, if you make NIL too important here, you don't right now have the talent to keep up with those guys. That
I
already
don't
have
think it's
great
going to be.
players.
I don't think that's going to stymie Nebraska getting back. I think it's just
But can you make too many guarantees to guys because
there
you
is no
give them
guarantee. You know what the guarantee? You know where your guarantees come from when you're playing good.
Yeah,
that's where the guarantee comes from. So I don't think that's going to stymie Nebraska. All I'm saying is, if the right mentality individually isn't solely focused on football first, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then your crutch can be, well, I got to go do an appearance for NIL. I'm going to work more on my NIL versus work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's an individual choice. That's why, like we talked about yesterday, they talk about this buy-in. That's an individual choice. Buy-in is like, do what you're supposed to do. You know, and I understand we're in the why generation. They ask why.
Yep.
Well, and they're going to decide whether they're going to do what they're asked to do or supposed to do because they have a consumer mentality. They want to show up and get treated as a king just for being here. Well, you got to do king stuff if you want to be a king. If you want to be a champion, you got to do champion stuff. So, I think it's more of an individual choice, and I think it'll be fine. I think as people start to really kind of navigate this thing, I think players will really understand, like, okay, when I play good, my phone's going to be ringing more. And ultimately, I think they have the makeup of the guys, even though people don't know these leaders that are going to have to step up. I think it's a good time because pressure should bring out the best in you.
There was a thought early on in NIL that maybe there'd be some dysfunction in the locker room. Let's say the quarterback's making a lot of money and the center's making nothing or very little,
right,
and the quarterback has a bad game. I mean, is that a reality? Is that
I don't think that is.
I
think the quarterbacks are always going to be front and center, so you kind of know it, and it's good to sometimes have a pecking order in the locker room. I mean, look, I was in a locker room with Rob Johnson. I mean, he was making $5 million and couldn't play dead. Of course, you look at him like this dude's stealing, but that's just part of the deal. So that's just the way it is. And if you're worried about somebody making more than you, and you're going to an NFL locker room, is 9 times out of 10 there's going to be somebody that you think you're just as good at that's making more than you, or makes the team that should.
But the NFL has always had the money. The college football has not. That's why it's a little different. Where that's always been ingrained in the culture.
I don't know
of the NFL.
too many guys that are involved in NIL if they're playing well that aren't. Maybe not to the extent that they may think they should be getting paid, but I can guarantee you, if you're playing well, your NIL is pretty good. Because you know what your NIL was 2 years ago? Zero.
Yep.
So
go earn your money, man. Go earn it.
If you're playing well, you're gonna. Life's, I wouldn't say easy, but it's. I'm assuming. I don't think that you're 20th on the depth chart and you're getting $10,000 a month. I'm sure that those guys that are playing well, and if you're playing well, I'm sure you're taken care of.
But this comes down to the fact it sounds like you're preferring that NIL happens after you get to school and earn it. But sometimes to get players here, you're trying to get stuff lined up ahead of time to actually get them. And that's where you get into problems where you're guaranteeing these players that aren't even here yet.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think it's the
opportunity.
I'd like to think that you're just saying, hey, here's a $50,000 NIL check, Jake, and you haven't done anything. I haven't read anywhere it's like, but heck, if that was the case, we could be like the SMU of the Midwest. We can start getting some of these farmers and ranchers, and you can get some guys but I doubt that's happening right now. But I just think the NIL deals will take care of itself. The most important thing is playing well.
Before we get to break, some news from Nebraska volleyball. Kelly Hunter has been hired as one of 2 full-time assistant coaches for Husker volleyball per John Cook. So Kelly Hunter, again, great player in the past for Nebraska, is now one of the 2 full-time assistant coaches for Husker volleyball. When we come back, I got an NFL schedule question for Jay I want to ask. That's up next on Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, Kfxl Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect sunny skies and mild temperatures as we'll top out at around 52. Winds out of the southwest at around 10. Overnight, mainly clear, a low dropping down to around 30. We will continue our climb in temps as we head into our Thursday with an afternoon high approaching 55. And by Christmas Eve, highs could be into the 60s. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A new Planet Fitness location is open near you. To celebrate, you can join for just $1 down and then $10 a month. We're squeaky clean and ready to welcome you with tons of equipment and plenty of space to spread out. So join the judgment-free zone today. We're ready when you are. Just $1 down, $10 a month. Offer ends soon. Join us today.
A brand new Planet Fitness location is now open at 84th and Layton.
Planet Fitness locations are independently owned and operated. See Club for details.
Brokers Insurance Agency is currently hiring full-time and part-time insurance professionals. They will provide you with the training and education to obtain your insurance licenses. Brokers Insurance Agency takes pride in educating clients with the best insurance program to help their clients meet their specific goals. If you're a hardworking, motivated person and would like to discuss a great career opportunity with Brokers Insurance Agency, please call Ken Richards at 402-420-5353 or email service@brokersinsuranceagencyne.com. The team at Brokers Insurance Agency is looking forward to helping you get started with your insurance career.
Beatrice Bakery has been serving Nebraska with one-of-a-kind Grandma's Fruitcake since 1964. You already know that, but did you know they offer way more than that? You've got to try their line of liqueur cakes, like the strawberry daiquiri cake or the vanilla rum cake. Or what about their breakfast breads, the banana nut bread, or their various streusel coffee cakes? Whatever the occasion, Beatrice Bakery has something for you. Oh yeah, and Grandma's Fruitcake? It's still pretty darn good. Beatrice Bakery, located in downtown Beatrice, or always online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. There's a lot of CBD shops opening up in Lincoln, but Trek CBD focuses on quality above all else. Their products are from local CBD company Nico Farms and are third-party laboratory tested. They have products that can help with stress, anxiety, pain, relief, and more, and have a wide selection of Delta 8, including Serene 8. Trek CBD is locally owned and operated. Go visit Scott or Shannon at their 84th and Highway 2 location or at 27th and S, or go online to Trek CBD with free delivery. Trek CBD. CBD done right.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
On Time Transport in Lincoln says stay safe this holiday season by keeping parties off of our roads. Avoid talking, texting, and speeding. And don't forget, buzz driving is still driving under the influence and can lead to trouble or grief. This safety message from On Time Transport. For more information, call 402-328-9082. That's 328-9082 or online at ottlincoln.com. On Time Transport, reminding you that when you're behind the wheel, let's give our truckers some room on the road and have a safe, happy holiday season.
Back to Old School with DP and J. Presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, so this has been a very weird week. Okay, pump it up there. There you go.
Dude, look at Jake. Look at Jake loosening up a little bit.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
Look at this. This is what you need to listen to this coming in here.
This is my morning drive song coming into work.
Yeah.
It's pumps in a bump.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I'll change it up. Never know. All right. It's been a weird week in the NFL because you had games like every day. You had, of course, game on Thursday, game on Saturday, games on Sunday, 2 games Monday, 2 games Tuesday. And I tell you what, Jay, the consumer of the NFL, I think they would tell you that they'd like to have football every day.
Every day.
You are a player and now you're a fan. Like both sides of the spectrum. As a player, what did you want for your schedule? And now as a fan, like what do you prefer? Player first.
Well, I mean, as a player, you want same time every day, every week.
You want like noon on Sundays or 1 p.m. Eastern time, I guess?
I liked it more. It was when I was in Buffalo, obviously we were on the East Coast.
Yep.
So we play at 1 or 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
I preferred East Coast time. And then as you kind of go to the West, it's different. Noon just seemed just like it was always like an hour too early, but didn't have a problem with it. So I enjoyed playing at night, like the night games, even though they're mostly in domes. But, you get to play. You kind of get to watch a game and then kind of, see how things are going throughout the league and stuff like that. And you're fully awake and so forth and so on. But just athletes in general, or at least myself, was a creature of habit. I like the same thing every day, every week, and obviously playing at the same time. I know as a fan, and I'm sure that all these like gambling sites and all that stuff, and NFL is such a big product, they would like to have, every day.
Yeah.
And you realistically could do it. I'm sure the NFL does a great job of making money, even when we were in a pandemic, and they made money even when we had the recession in 2008 and 10. They're going to try to make money. If they're trying to get teams to have a home team overseas, they're going to they might find a way to play every single day of the week, because you already got Monday Night Football, you got Thursday, you got Sunday, and then towards the end of the season, you play Saturday.
Yep. You got games Saturdays now.
And then now with, COVID, heck, they had games on Tuesdays and Wednesdays last year.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I think that, to me, it's weird, though.
And then the times were weird at times.
Yeah.
Remember, there was like a couple 2 o'clock kickoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah. The Ravens and Steelers at 2 o'clock on a Wednesday last year.
And then they had 2 games going on at the same time Monday,
yesterday.
right?
No,
yeah,
Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Yesterday they had at 6 o'clock. They had football team and Eagles at 6, and they had the Rams Seahawks at 6 also.
Yeah, so I think that was weird, because you would think that they would be trying to maximize, the time slots to get them back to back. And you could kind of see this coming when the NFL did that flex time. So if you were supposed to be playing on Sunday night and you were having a bad season, they would change it to like the Chiefs and the Raiders or Chiefs and the Chargers, because they were battling for the AFC West. So maybe not every night of the week, but Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Thursday would be great. I thought it was pretty cool at times, especially earlier in the season in college football when they have Friday night games. And I'm going to tell you one of the most exciting games, or the MAC action on Tuesday. Those games are exciting, and they're good football teams. I really have enjoyed watching like smaller schools like Utah State play. They played Oregon State.
Yeah,
really impressed by the 2 defenses there. Physical, fast, and they were playing for keeps. Watch San Diego State, who has like
Greg Bell there, former Nebraska running back.
Yeah, and they have the next coming of Ray Guy, who's like he's the most unstoppable punter.
Best punter.
Yeah. He had the best punting season ever in NCAA history. So, you get to see some different players in different schools and see how they do stuff. So, look, the Tuesday and I think sometimes there's Wednesday night games. And look, that's how some programs are able to, build their programs. I remember watching Arkansas State at weird times. And you watch Appalachian State always playing on a Friday. So, I'm all for it, whether it's NFL or college.
I was out in California this past weekend. I was in San Diego, and it's just very strange that at 10 a.m. that time, NFL's. I'm like, well, this is so weird, man.
Yeah.
Like it's 10 a.m. and the NFL has begun.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like for all the college football starts at 9 a.m. out there because they got 11 a.m. games. That's 9 a.m. Western or West Coast time.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I was talking. I forget who I was talking to. I think there was a time there was like a Pac-12 game that started at like 10 or something out there. So I'm always thinking of the wake up time, because generally if the game starts at just say noon, you're up at least by 6, 7 at the latest. You get your pregame meal in, and you're at this, at the site, at 10. So, you want to be up 2 or 3 hours before that, get your body going. So, yeah, it's funny that you can be out there on the West Coast, watch all college games or NFL games, and you haven't even fired up the grill yet. And then when you get in the Midwest and obviously on the East Coast, it seems like the Monday night games are on too late. When they start at 7:30 and sometimes like 8:30. It's only 5:30 out there at some points in the year.
Think about the Super Bowl. Like it's usually about 5:40 this time. So that's like it starts at 3:40 in the afternoon.
Right.
For the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Done by 7, done before 8 o'clock, and it's over.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just you can't please everybody when when professional sports are playing. But it's it's part of the deal, man. I mean, it's and that's why it's hard for teams to play, East Coast teams to play out in the West and West Coast teams to play out on the East. And you've heard, I know when West Coast teams come out there and say they might be playing Jacksonville and then Tampa, where they'll just stay for 2 weeks. And unfortunately, what was it? San Francisco had to move to Phoenix last year, so they were gone all year.
You're right. Yeah,
they were gone all year. But that's an extreme case. But sometimes when you go out there and play West Coast teams, I think the Patriots have done it a few times when they maybe played. This time San Diego and San Francisco, they just stayed out and had a neutral site. So it's definitely an adjustment. I know going up to Seattle, the few times I played is definitely when we went from Buffalo.
That's a long flight, man.
That's a 6-hour flight.
Jeez.
And it just seemed, 3 hours, when you go from Buffalo to Miami, that's long. When you go 6 hours, it's like it does change. It does change.
Legs get numb, man.
Yeah.
Get numb. We got a call from Brandon. Brandon, you're on Old School. Go ahead, man.
Hey, Sorensen. Jay, what's going on?
How much, man? Thanks for calling.
Hey, quick question for you guys. First one is specifically for you, Jay, and then the second one's for both of you guys. Jay, when you're looking at this NIL, and I know you guys already kind of talked about that in the previous segment, but with all these kids getting all this money from the NIL, I know we haven't seen a whole lot of it at Nebraska yet. You probably haven't had a whole lot of interaction with the guys down there with this, but with that money coming in, young kids make poor decisions. Do you feel like you're going to see more of these programs have to deal with kids making poor decisions and having repercussions for their actions now that they have all this money? Second question for the both of you. What's the one bowl game you guys are looking forward to watching this year? Which two teams? Mine is Utah and Ohio State. Watching that defense from Utah fly around the field against Oregon, I think they're going to give Ohio State a run for their money.
Okay, thanks for the call, Brandon.
Yeah, I think you look at was it Quinn Ewers that went to Ohio State
for $1 million?
For $1 million. I'm sure he's one of those that made over 100, right?
Yeah, he is.
And then leave a year after. I'm sure he's going to get some money going back to his home state of Texas.
He is.
You're going to see a little bit more of that, but ultimately, you can't fault him. Just say if he gets 500 from going back to Texas, or just gets another $1 million, he's getting $2 million and hasn't played a down yet. You can't fault him for that, but you're going to see a lot of guys make, like you said, short-term stupid decisions that's going to affect their career. No, and look, if you wanted a playbook on how it could go wrong, look at Johnny Manziel.
Oh yeah.
When he was doing autographs and stuff, and what they say, he made $75,000, right?
Something like that.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I think it's in the ballpark.
Well, 75 for signing autographs. That was great, right? When he was in college, he was Johnny Football. He did win the Heisman. He was a great player when he played in college. But then when he went to the NFL, those habits, I don't even think he even made it 2 or 3 years. And now he's not even thought of. He's off the map. So, yeah, I think it's going to lead to some, bad decisions. And until I don't even know if you want to call them the NCAA, there's some sort of committee that steps in, one to educate the players and hopefully, put some more regulations around it. You're going to see it. But I think ultimately, if your team has a good infrastructure per se, I don't think you're going to see too many, bad decisions. Now, what will change is individual guys that start thinking about themselves before the team, and then you kind of wonder, well, how do you have all these guys that are decent players and you don't win? Well, that's the little missing ingredient that, the difference between winning and losing. You don't see it on the surface. You see it in the locker room. You see it if you look these guys in the eye. And so that's an individual choice. So, yeah, you'd like to think that you could, I wouldn't say beat it out of them, but you'd like to think that you could kind of regulate it out of them, but you can't. And then therefore, the guys that stay focused and understand football is the most important thing, and everything else take care of itself will be successful. And then as far as bowl game, that's one of them, regardless of if the wide receivers don't play from Ohio State.
Yep.
Because conversely, Ohio State's going to have to find a way to deal with Utah's physical offense. For me, I want to see Cincinnati, Alabama, how they stand up to Alabama, and if Alabama continues to play as well as they did against Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, the playoff ones are the easiest ones to choose. I'd say Georgia, Michigan's that's 2 versus 3. It should be the best game on paper. I'm curious, is Michigan going to be able to get to a title game? Can Jim Harbaugh win the next big one? He's already won the big one.
He's already did it twice.
He beat Ohio State. He beat Ohio State.
And
beat Iowa.
Yeah.
Can he get a third one after a little bit of a break, about a month break? I'm curious.
Yeah.
So
I want to see I want to see what Michigan's going to do with Georgia's defensive line.
Yeah, it'd be a fun one. We'll let Jay check out. We will close things out next here on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Beef is Lincoln's newest full-service butcher shop, offering premium fresh-cut steaks and house-made sausages daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They exclusively carry certified Piedmontese beef raised right here in Nebraska. When shopping at the Mercado, you're not only supporting local, but also enjoying the official beef of Nebraska Athletics. With prime-grade tenderness and unparalleled nutritionals, your backyard barbecue is about to get a serious upgrade. Stop into the Mercado today, located off 84th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. There's a lot of CBD shops opening up in Lincoln, but Trek CBD focuses on quality above all else. Their products are from local CBD company Nico Farms and are third-party laboratory tested. They have products that can help with stress, anxiety, pain, relief, and more, and have a wide selection of Delta 8, including Serene 8. Trek CBD is locally owned and operated. Go visit Scott or Shannon at their 84th and Highway 2 location or at 27th and S, or go online to Trek CBD with free delivery. Trek CBD. CBD done right.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
This year, show her she's the one with 1 carat diamond jewelry from Riddle's Jewelry, your trusted family-owned jeweler for over 60 years. Choose from Riddle's remarkable collection of 1 carat total weight diamonds in rings, pendants, bracelets, or earrings at prices you'll love with savings up to 50%. Show the one you love how much they mean to you with the perfect 1 carat diamond gift from Riddle's Jewelry.
Located in Gateway Mall.
Is our internet down again? That's the question you hear around the office when you experience an outage with outdated communication services. Allo knows businesses need reliable internet to keep everything moving. This is why Tammy Stevenson of the Bridge Behavioral Health switched to Allo.
Expedient and reliable service is critical because we provide care to our clients 24/7. We're just very, very appreciative of Allo service.
To get a free quote, switch today. Visit allofiber.com/workfast or call 402-480-6685.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Expect sunny skies and mild temperatures as we'll top out at around 52. Winds out of the southwest at around 10. Overnight, mainly clear, a low dropping down to around 30. We will continue our climb in temps as we head into our Thursday with an afternoon high approaching 55. And by Christmas Eve, highs could be into the 60s. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Couple minutes left here on Old School. Again, Jake Sorensen filling in for DP. He'll be back next week. Nick Sainert with me now. Close things out. Jay's checked out. He's got some Christmas to get to.
Yeah, he claims bowling.
He's got bowling going on. I think he's getting ready for the Jay versus Jake Olympics.
He invited us, but we figure we probably let them just have family time.
I don't want to embarrass him in front of his
Exactly.
family and roll a 200 plus while he rolls a
what's your
94.
high?
Good question. In bowling league, we had a ticket bowling league for several years at Sun Valley Lanes. Shout out Sun Valley Lanes. That was a fun time. I rolled over 200 3 times. I rolled a 212, a 208, and a 204. And I was very cocky.
Yeah.
And I was very proud of it. Here's the say, I think, Nick, and this is why, I am like the most unreliable bowler ever. I'm pretty much, I would say I'm consistently with the average around like 150, 160.
Mm-hmm.
But the time I had the 212, like you play 3 games, in league.
Yes.
I think this is how I went. I'm pretty sure I went like 110, 212, and then like
back.
104.
Oh,
I'm like,
Jake.
how does that happen?
See, my whole thing.
How is that possible to go from that bad to that good to that bad again?
My worst thing is I get there and I start catching fire on the final game. But I'm bad the whole way up.
Yeah, but do you get my question? 112.
Yeah.
110, 212, 104.
How do you go from bad to really, really good to really, really bad?
It's like everything that was a spare that was closed, I would get in that 212 game. And the second one was like, it's like a split, or I just missed the spare and I get 1 or 0. And that's the way it went. But I don't want to embarrass Jay at his bowling event. When the Olympics come on, when it's me and Jay in the Olympics.
Yeah, when's that happening? Do I get a front row seat to that?
Yeah, you probably be filming it actually.
Let's find somebody else to film it. I'll tag along. I will ride in the golf cart with one of you.
Okay.
Because I'm guessing we'll have 2 golf carts. We'll play it like the match.
All right.
where a
Yeah.
camera
There's-
follows each golf cart.
We got 20 seconds. Huskers 12-point favorites tonight against Kennesaw State. Tips out in just about 35 minutes.
How can
Does
you
Nebraska win? Let's just go. Does Nebraska win?
That's
I don't
what I
care
was
about
saying.
covering.
That's
Do
what
they
I
win?
was saying the whole time. This game is huge. This game is huge.
Do they win? Yes or no?
Yes, they
I'm
win.
going to say yes by 2.
I think it's going to be very, very close.
This has been Old School for Nick Sater and Jay Foreman. I'm Jake Sorensen. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Expect sunny skies and